Okay, wow. Some news just hits the sports world and stops you in your tracks. And this is definitely one of them. A piece of the NFL that felt permanent for almost 20 years has just changed. For good.
And there it is. You almost have to read it twice. After 19 years, one of the most stable, most successful coaching runs in all of modern sports, it's over. And it feels so sudden, but at the same time, for a lot of people, it feels like it was a long time coming.
You know, to really get the weight of this, you have to understand what Mike Tomlin meant to that team. He wasn't just a coach. For a whole generation of football fans, he was the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is a big deal. This is truly the end of an era.
And you can just feel the gravity in his own words here. This wasn't some snap decision, right? This was a thoughtful end to a historic chapter, and he's full of nothing but gratitude for the ownership, his players, and of course, that incredibly passionate fan base he led for so long. Okay, let's get into what really made his career so unique, because this is the stat. This is the one that sets him apart from almost everyone else in the history books. It's a level of consistency that's just, well, it's almost impossible to wrap your head around in today's NFL. 19. Just let that number sink in. For 19 straight seasons, from the moment he walked in the door to his very last game, Mike Tomlin never, ever had a losing season. That's the longest streak to ever start a head coaching career in the entire history of the NFL. It's wild.
And just so we're all on the same page, a non-losing season means you finish at .500 or better. You win at least as many games as you lose. In a league that is literally built to make that impossible year after year, to do it for almost 2 decades, it's just staggering.
Now, check out the company he's in on this slide. We are talking about the absolute Mount Rushmore of coaches. Tom Landry, Bill Belichick, George Halas. Mike Tomlin isn't just on the list with these guys, he is right there at the very top. This isn't just good coaching, this is legendary stuff.
And that amazing streak, it's really just the headline. I mean, the whole resume is just packed. He's got a Super Bowl ring, and he was the youngest coach to ever win one when he did it, 8 division titles in what's always one of the toughest divisions in football, and 193 regular season wins. This is, no question about it, a first-ballot Hall of Fame career.
But here's the thing. A coach's real impact, it isn't just about the wins and losses. It's about the respect he gets from the people who are with him every single day, from the owner all the way down to the locker room.
You can just hear the respect and the gratitude from the team's president, Art Rooney II. Think about that phrase, will likely never be duplicated. That is the ultimate praise you can get from the owner of one of the most historic franchises in all of sports. It tells you everything about their partnership.
And then you get this raw, emotional defense from his captain, Cam Hayward. And this right here, this is the heart of it all. The outside world, the critics, they can say whatever they want, but the guys in that locker room, the guys who went to battle for him, they knew. They saw the work he put in. And that passion, that's what makes a good coach a great leader.
So if the regular season was such a massive, historic success, why are we here? Why did this all come to an end? Well, this is where the story gets really complicated. This is what we're calling the playoff paradox.
I mean, look at how his career started. It was like a rocket ship. A Super Bowl win in just his second season. Another trip to the big game 2 years after that. But then, it just stopped. His last win in the playoffs was way back in 2016. For the next 9 straight years, they got to the dance multiple times but couldn't win a single game.
And this slide just lays out the two sides of the coin perfectly. On one side, you have total regular season dominance, the streak, the division titles, all those wins. And on the other, the postseason disappointment, that 9-year winless streak, a losing playoff record overall, and a bunch of ugly, lopsided losses when it counted the most.
This number right here, this really puts the frustration into perspective. It wasn't just that they were losing in the playoffs lately, it's how they were losing. They just weren't even competitive. Getting outscored by that much in your last 3 playoff games, yeah, that's what fueled a lot of the debate these last few years.
So, with this incredible chapter now closed, the big question is, what happens now? What's next for Mike Tomlin? And what's next for the Steelers, the franchise he basically defined for 2 decades?
Well, right now it sounds like Tomlin's going to take at least a year off to recharge. But here's an interesting wrinkle. Because he was still under contract, the Steelers actually hold his coaching rights. So if another team wants him, they might have to trade for him. And for Pittsburgh, man, they have a huge job ahead. Get this, they're about to hire only their 4th head coach since 1969. That just shows you the insane stability Tomlin was a part of. And that leaves us with the big question. the one at the very heart of Mike Tomlin's career. What really makes a legacy? Is it the unbelievable year-in, year-out consistency, a record we may never see broken? Or, at the end of the day, is it all about the championships and those big moments? There is no easy answer, and that's what makes his story so fascinating and his legacy so tough to define.